Matt Sager with a couple of updates. First, concerning Rick and Morty. The first new episode of Season 4 premiered on Sunday, and I've received a few emails, DMs, messages on Facebook and stuff asking me about story-train.com, which was featured in the closing sting for that episode. And yes, it's a dead link. It's not meant to be taken seriously. Like Rick and Morty itself, Story Train is a gag. You can go to story-train.com, but it's a dead link. It's meant to poke fun at the success of Rick and Morty, at the idea of circular, never-ending storytelling, much like the episode in which it appears, Never Rick and Morty, which was just a big jab at storytelling that goes nowhere, and the very idea of anthology episodes, which is something Rick and Morty and Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon all like to make fun of. So no story-train.com. It is, however, an awesome episode, and if you weren't aware that Rick and Morty is back, it's back. So check it out. What I'm mainly here to talk about today is The Walking Dead. And I know I discussed The Walking Dead on my previous episode, but that was all about the TV show, whereas this is specifically The Walking Dead comic. May it rest in peace. You may be familiar with Humble Bundle. It's humblebundle.com, a website where you can buy a whole lot of things like games, books, and comics for a very low price, and all proceeds going to charity. If you go to humblebundle.com right now, you can see there's 9 bundles currently available. There's one for Sierra Games, something I would check out myself if I weren't fully invested in the Mac platform. Sierra Games are great, but they're pretty much Windows specific. A ton of book bundles are available. Definitive Guide to All Things Programming from O'Reilly, some D&D books, Warhammer 40K books. A couple of other programming and work-related book bundles are up there, but the one I'm talking about, the one that has me really excited, the one every comic fan should really get in on, The Walking Dead bundle. It's going to be up for another 14 days. Today I'm recording this, it's Tuesday, May 5th, so it's going to be up until May 19th. For $18, you can get the entire Walking Dead comic collection. That's all the issues, extras like the free Comic Book Day edition, the Walking Dead Survivor's Guide, the collected Here's Negan storyline, Negan's origin story, and the Walking Dead All Out War, the AP edition, which has all kinds of stuff like artist notes, artist proofs, black and white versions of the comics. This bundle has everything Walking Dead related. It's the entire series and extras, and it's worth $454, whereas you can get the entire thing for $18. I would get in on this. I actually have gotten in on this, full disclosure. I bought this thing immediately. There's 3 tiers. For $1 or more, you can get the Walking Dead free Comic Book Day edition, as well as the trade paperbacks, volumes 1 through 5. For $8 or more, you can get the trade paperbacks 6 through 13, as well as the Walking Dead Survivor's Guide. For $15 or more, you can get volumes 14 through 23 of the trade paperbacks. And for $18, the tier that I bought in on, the only tier that makes sense because this tier is the complete Walking Dead collection for 18 bucks. I'm not trying to sell this. I'm not getting a commission or anything. I don't know why you'd be a fan and not want this. These are all DRM-free, and you can download them as PDFs, CBRs, CBZs, any format you like, and again, completely open source, devoid of all digital rights management. So the $18 tier collects the Walking Dead paperbacks volumes 24 through the very final trade, volume 32, Rest in Peace. And this is the tier that also includes the Walking Dead All Out War AP edition, that's artist's proof, and Here's Negan, the Negan origin story that many people don't know, but that puts a really interesting spin and goes a long way toward explaining what made Negan Negan, why he was such a bastard who really thought he was a good guy, how it came to be that he was this badass with a baseball bat that he loves and speaks to and wraps in barbed wire, and how he can still really think of himself as a good guy and lead a group called the Saviors, how it came to be that he survived the apocalypse, why it was that he thought his method, brutal as it was the best, only method of saving civilization. It also plants the seeds for how he was eventually undone by Rick and his crew. And more importantly, you get to really know Negan, who he was before all this went down, what he did for a living, how that impacts his post-apocalypse life, what happened to his family. This was finally touched upon in recent episodes of The Walking Dead TV show, but it's really sad. It goes a long way toward humanizing this guy who is kind of a caricature. And this sort of explains that, why he would need to hide behind this badass exterior, and why he would have this really sort of unhealthy relationship with Lucille, his barbed wire wrapped baseball bat, and why he had to be so very cold, why he had to make himself that way. So again, it's $18 for everything related to The Walking Dead. I don't think there's anything you would need to buy to have the complete Walking Dead collection if you pick up this bundle. As I said, it's available for another 14 days, so that should mean it's available through May 19. And the charity that this bundle supports is BINC, the Book Industry Charitable Foundation. So do check that out, humblebundle.com. From the menu, select where it says 9 bundles, and from there, select the Walking Dead Humble Bundle. You also, of course, may be interested in any number of the other 8 Humble Bundles, so do check those out. There's games, there's books, like I said. A lot of great stuff, all super cheap, and all going toward charitable causes. Causes that, during this global pandemic, when industries are hurting so badly, it feels good to give to charity, and it's a very good thing to do. And you make out like a bandit, so do check that out. Thanks as always. Feel free to connect with me via social media, donate to this podcast. There'll be links on how to do both in this episode description. Also, if you're checking this out on YouTube, please do like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and share. Similarly, if you're listening on a podcast network, I would love it if you left me reviews there. And of course, if you subscribe. Thanks. You're the best. I'll talk to you soon.